I guess I know the routine now, right? So, the one thing I want to say is, obviously it was a big win, but this is what I'm proud of the most, for me. Most people don't know how hard it is to, like, come into new situations, and then you try to bring new players, and, then you're going to have some of the old players. I I think I played for never a new coach in college, obviously. But in the pros, they fired my first coach after my rookie year. I got traded my third year. They fired the coach at the end of the season, I think after about my sixth year in Portland. I think we came back. They fired another coach about mid-season of my eighth year. So I'm used to change. Like, I went to Memphis as a free agent. They fired, the coach and brought in another. It's like that's a part of what I'm used to, right? So, to come in here and try to mold different personalities and then try to get a collection of guys that never, played for me, is not easy. And, fast forward to, after losing to Cincinnati, like, they could have rolled over and they could have laid dead. They could have. But instead, they chose to roll their sleeves up and go harder. And they chose to allow us to coach them harder. They chose to believe. The guys that I inserted in the lineup hadn't been playing major minutes. The guys that I took out of the lineup were playing major minutes. And, even though the guys that came out of the lineup, were coming out of the lineup, they still been really good. And so what we have now is a connectivity that spells team. And that's what teams do. Because at the end of the day, I'm never going to waver in what I say. It don't matter. And I've been saying it from day one. Our margin of error is this big. It doesn't matter whether we play Duke, UMass Lowell, whoever we play, that's our margin of error. We need every single person in our locker room to be successful. And for me, that's the biggest takeaway with me being here at Tech, is that these guys have bought in way early. You're going to get some buy-in from a couple players, but we've gotten way more buy-in from guys that probably could have wavered, and they haven't wavered. And so for me, I'm proud of them. And the ending of the game, the last 2.5 minutes or so, we go down by 2, whatever it was. It could have been a little before that. 3 weeks ago, 2 weeks ago, I would never have thought, I'd be playing against Duke coming down the stretch, and I'm relying on 2 freshmen at that time, to kind of make plays. And, that's what it was. We got a team, man. I'm happy for these kids because I know what they go through every day. It's not abuse or nothing like that, but it's just hard. It's not easy, man. And I coach you. Like, I'm going to coach you. I don't coach the walk-on and make the walk-on run because Miles Kelly is the one I'm really mad at. No, I get at Miles Kelly. Miles Kelly is being held accountable. So when you talk and you get at the best players and you hold them accountable, it trickles all down your program because everybody knows that there's a standard. And the standard is, and I said this before the game, you got to always give A-plus effort. I don't know if your game going to be A-plus. I don't. But if you give A-plus effort, that's all I can ask for.
Kelly?
You talked a lot about Bai and like what your expectations were for him, and then you finally, it seemed like maybe he's comfortable now, and you got to see the full show tonight a little bit with him. Can you talk about his development?
With Bai, I think everybody else got to see the full show. We've seen it since he's gotten here. I've said it. I just left the NBA. That's what they look like. He's dynamic. Just that there, he's dynamic. The weak side shot blocks he was getting, it's not a lot of guys doing that. You know what I mean? And so he found a rhythm tonight. He slowed down. I think one of the reasons he slowed down because he was tired. So that helped him. So in being tired, it slowed him down, and he was effective all game. And then, to put a freshman on Filipowski, it was a collective effort, but at the same time, too, I thought Bai did a good job. He had his moments, but, for the most part, he was really good. And, down the stretch of the game, he was amazing, I thought, on the offensive end. And, that's those young legs. I mean, he walking off and cramps and different things, but he's still able to get up there and get those done. So I'm happy. I'm happy for him because I know that he's been wearing it on his face, the first 2 games that he played. And the only thing me and the rest of the coaches tried to tell him was just, man, you just relax. You got time, and you'll find your rhythm. It's not easy. Again, he's a freshman. He's playing with new guys, so he's trying to find who he is as a player. But tonight he was special.
The other freshman, Nate, they really put a lot of pressure on him tonight. He had to expend a lot of energy, but
yeah.
Boy, those final couple minutes, he made some great passes.
Yeah, he did. Proud of Nate as well. I mean, the thing about it is that, I have confidence in him. I know that he's going to play the right way. I know he's trying to do the right thing. I thought he made some really, really good passes down the stretch. And even the pressure that they put on him, he's still poised. And I always say, I mean, he reclassified. He's supposed to be a senior in high school. So for him to even be in the position that he's in and playing the way he's playing, man, I really, I'm just proud of him. I'm proud of him. I'm proud of, the plays that he made down the stretch, and that'll pay dividends for Nate, but it'll pay dividends for the program.
John.
They basically had 2 possessions there the last 18 seconds. What was the defensive strategy or mindset there to get that stop?
Well, nothing changed. Nothing changed for the things that we did. We pretty much had a game plan and the scouting report, and the guys executed it. I tell you, there's, for me, I watch a lot of basketball, played a lot of basketball, obviously, but it's hard to guard Jeremy Roach on the empty side ball screen when you got one of the best players in the country setting the screen. But I thought we did a good job of fighting. I thought we did a good job of being in gaps pretty much all game. In those last 18 seconds, it comes down to a chess match and what you're looking for, and we were able to get the stops. And again, I'm just proud. I'm proud of the guys because it's not easy. Last Wednesday we lost by 35. And we come back in the next week, we're able to beat 2 ranked teams, and again, I'm just proud of these guys.
This is the first time you've gotten to see McCamish really, really full and feel what that atmosphere feels like when you get mostly full. How did it feel like for you just coaching and being in that environment for the first time on campus?
Oh, it felt great. Yeah, it was great out there today, and I got to challenge the people, man. We got to get it there all the time now. I mean, I've always heard stories, and obviously I watched on TV growing up, but that was big time atmosphere today, and I'm glad they got to witness what they did. For me as a coach, I always say this. I'm all right with who I am. I'm all right with where I'm at. I've had a lot of success in basketball, but I really be pulling for these kids to feel what I feel. I was fortunate. I won over 100 games in college. I went to a Final Four. I played with NBA guys. I played in packed gyms. I want that for these guys. That feels good. To know what that feels like, it's amazing. And tonight they got to feel that. And I'm glad they got to soak up that environment and that feeling of us winning. And you got to get used to it. You can't waver on it. You can't get content and complacent. And it was a great atmosphere this evening or this afternoon, excuse me. And I'm happy that the fans got to witness what they did.
19 assists this afternoon. I guess that's more what you're looking for.
So that's all I ask for, share the sugar. Guys passing the ball, we're a better team. Again, in talking with my team, I'm honest with them. And the one thing we don't have, we're not like Duke. We don't have a lot of guys that can beat you off the bounce. So we got to create advantages. We got to set screens. We got to roll. We got to find guys. And we did that tonight. We got back to playing how, we want to play. The last couple games, even Mississippi State and winning that game, the ball movement, it got stagnant. But tonight, man, that ball was moving, and it's fun to watch when we start moving it like that.
Time for a couple more. Kelly?
As a guy that played big-time college basketball, how's it feel to beat Duke, and you're the first coach to beat them here in your first try as well?
Don't get me wrong. I'm really excited. I'm really happy about this moment. I'm more happy for the kids than I am for myself, because now I'm really thinking about, what's the next task, And, as a coach, you're always trying to find something to hang your hat on going into the next game, so to speak. And so, it's week to week, what we just seen. So somehow, like I told the guys in the locker room, enjoy this until midnight, and then we gotta figure out Georgia. Nothing's changed with our mission. Our mission is to be the best team we can possibly be, and we need everybody. Because again, I said it in the opening statements. Our margin of error is not that big, whether we win or we lose, but we'll be right there. And are we going to be poised enough? Are we going to be confident enough to make plays at both ends of the floor down the stretch of games?
Okay. There's nothing else. Thank you, Coach.
All right.
Appreciate it.